Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know what you're thinking. Allie, what's wrong with your face? Why do you look like that? And the reason I look so weird right now is because I have all my eye makeup done and just foundation and nothing else. No concealer, powder, contour, blush, highlight, none of that. And that is because in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do all that stuff. It has been kind of highly requested, which is crazy to me because I just didn't think that'd be a super popular request of mine, but yeah, everyone keeps like asking for a contour video and I'm like, gotta do what the people want, you know? So if you want to learn how to contour, keep watching. So the first step in all of this is concealer, if you can believe that. Concealer is very important when it comes to highlighting and contouring because you can use your concealer to manipulate your highlights and your contours and make your overall face look way more put together. And you do this by selecting a concealer shade that is about 2 to 4 shades lighter than your foundation. So as you can see, my concealer is a lot lighter than my foundation. And then the other way you can use concealer to manipulate your highlights and your contours by where you apply it. So I'm going to apply it directly under my eye. And I'm going to apply it in a triangle formation. And the reason we do it in this kind of triangular formation is because that is going to help our contouring later on. By doing this, you are adding brightness to your under eyes in this entire area. And that is going to really emphasize the contours we do in our cheekbones here shortly. I know I keep saying like you'll see later on, but you will. Like in the end, like doing this is going to help so much and you will see it once everything's all done. It's a process. Contouring and highlighting is a super big process. And not only am I going to apply that concealer under my eyes, I'm also going to do it down the bridge of my nose. And again, I'm doing this because we're going to apply contours right on the sides over here. We're also going to apply it above the Cupid's bow. And that is because it's going to give our lips more of a full look because you're adding highlight right there. It's going to give more like that pouty kind of look, you know? I don't know. But we are also going to apply the concealer in the center of our forehead. Because once again, we're going to add darkness to the edges of our forehead to make our forehead look smaller. And this is going to help emphasize those contours. I'm now going to take my damp beauty sponge. This is a Sonia Kashuk sponge. And I'm just going to press it into my skin. Okay, and that is all the concealer applied. And as you can see already, even with just the brighter concealer, it already gave my face much more dimension. So the next step in this entire process is setting it with some translucent powder. This is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I am just going to dump some into this cap. It's a bit messy. And I'm going to take my damp sponge and just press it in there. And then I'm going to go to my under eyes and just lightly set it and take that powder and press it into my skin. And if you are oily anywhere at all, I would recommend you also set those areas in the same way I set the under eye. For me personally, the place that gets oiliest on my face is my nose, and so I am going to take the powder and set that as well. Okay, now that we've set those areas that are most important to us, we're going to take the powder and this big fluffy brush and just pick the slightest bit up and kind of just dust that all over the face. I can't not set my entire face. I just think it makes the blending of your bronzer and contour and all that later on go much smoother because you have a nice powdered smooth base rather than a liquid tacky base where when you try to blend with your brush, it's gonna just drag. Yeah, I personally just always set my entire face, but I just use a really light hand with doing my entire outskirts of my face and really heavy with a sponge in the center. Okay, so we have our entire face set in place. We should be good to go. And for the most part, most people will just continue on with their makeup and do their bronzer, blush, and highlight. I am going to be showing you guys how to bake. If you don't know what baking is, this is where you are literally cooking your face. And that sounds really scary, but it's not. It's actually really cool. You basically do the same thing you did with setting, except for you are using a lot more powder. You are going to cake your under eyes and anywhere else you want to bake with the powder. So I'm doing the same thing as before. I'm taking the sponge and I'm just going to press it into the powder. But instead of like dabbing into my skin and letting it kind of melt, I'm going to just stamp it and really just coat that powder on, you see? And just kind of leave it there. And I know what you're all thinking, Allie, you look crazy. Why are you doing that? Like, what is the purpose in doing all that if you already set your under eye? When you use this much translucent powder on your under eyes and you let it sit there, it is literally cooking your foundation, everything like that underneath, because the translucent powder is capturing all your body heat. It's going to brighten that concealer, it's going to cook it and set it in place and make it bulletproof. That way it lasts all day long. While that is cooking for a minute, I am going to begin my bronzing and contouring process. I'm going to be taking the Tarte, wow, it's like really reflective on camera, the Tarte Park Ave Princess Contouring Palette. It's like super reflective on camera, I'm so sorry. But it is just this big old contouring kit. There's a ton of contouring kits out on the market. You do not need this particular one. You don't need this particular contour kit because it is quite expensive. I think it was like 50 to 60 bucks for this, which isn't necessary. There are contour kits by Ulta Beauty, BH Cosmetics, NYX that are reasonably affordable and just do about the same thing. I just happen to want to use this one because it's one of my favorites, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to first bronze. Some people do contour first and then bronzer. Some people do bronzer then contour. Some people don't know the difference between the two, which I mean, I didn't at first either. The difference between the two is really just the undertone and the shades. With bronzer, typically you'd want more of a warm tone kind of shade, which I'll swatch one of the shades in my hand, which is going to be like this kind of color. It has more of that warmy, orangey, terracotta-y undertone to it, but it's still brown and you don't want anything super orange because then you're going to look Jersey Shore, Oompa Loompa-y kind of. And then for contour, typically you want to use a more cool tone shadow because that's what's going to hollow out your cheekbones, is that cool tone shadow effect, which is a shade kind of like this one. So I don't know if you can tell on camera, that is way more warm toned and has that orangey terracotta undertone, and that's more cool, ashy, gonna give you more of a shadow effect. So like I said before, I'm gonna start with bronzing first because I just like to bronze first. It doesn't make a difference, you can do either step first, it don't matter. But I'm going to take the shade Angle, which is a super warm tone shade, and I'm gonna take my Morphe R10 and just dip that in there. But you don't want to take it below your top of your ear because that's actually going to widen your face and defeat the whole purpose of contouring, because contouring is meant to slim your face, look more slender and more Angelina Jolie kind of, you know, you feel? So yeah, I'm just gonna take that shade and go to the top of my ear and kind of take it to the corner of my eye. And do not take this really any farther than like right about where I have it, the corner of your eye, because if you take that too far in, you're gonna look more like a drag queen. And drag queen makeup's cool and all, but I'm guessing that's probably not what someone who is just the average everyday person wants in their makeup look. So don't take that too far in or you're gonna look really drag queenish, and that's just not the look we're going for today. Maybe one day, but not today. Okay, we're going to take that same Angle shade and I'm just going to run that on the tops of my forehead. Again, don't bring it too far down because you're going to defeat the whole purpose of concealing earlier and brightening that area. Just all around your forehead area. All around like your hairline. I love this set because I think I have such a big forehead and this really helps slim it down. Another place that we are going to take this shade is I'm going to take it under my jaw. You want to make sure you don't put this above because that's going to make you look like you have a beard. And that's not cute. I mean, unless you have a beard then. Okay, but for me, I don't want to look like I have a beard. I just want to look like I don't have a double chin. So now that we are all bronzed, that just gave our face an overall kind of warm look. But it didn't cut our cheekbones the way a contour shade will, which I'm going to show you right now. With my contouring brush, I'm going to use the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation Brush. I would never use this for foundation. I don't know why they call it that. It's definitely more of a contour brush to me. And the difference between these two brushes is the Morphe one is way more fatter, and it's going to kind of give you an overall bronze. It's going to take more surface area of your face. While this Luxie one is more slender and it's going to go right into the hollows where you want to keep that color, the contour color. For contour, I'm going to take the Princess Cut shade because it's more of a cool toned. And I'm going to put it in the same place I put the bronzer, but I'm going to keep it really just in one kind of straight line and not take it too far up into the bronzer, just right in the hollow of my cheekbone. You can just see that like gave me such a defined cheekbone. Like look at that cheek compared to that one just already. The power of makeup, I tell ya. You don't want to blend this color too far up because then you're just gonna have an overall cool tone bronzer, and that's not what we're going for. We want a warm tone bronzer and a cool tone contour. So don't blend them together too much. I'm gonna take that same shade and just kind of run it at the tippy top of my hairline and not bring it too far down into the bronzer. I'm also gonna take on my jawline once again. Now that we have the perimeters of our face contoured, I want to contour my nose now. This, for me, I cannot go without my nose contour because I think I have a big nose, and contouring it just really helps it look average size at best. But yeah, I'm going to take the Princess Cut shade. I'm not going to add any bronzer to the center of my face because that's just not the look I'm going for. So I'm going to go back in with the Princess Cut color and just ever so lightly dip my brush in there and tap the excess off, because with nose contour you can just do too much too quickly, and it's really hard to save nose contour once it's already messed up. So I'm going to take this on my Luxie 207 angle shading brush. It is just perfect for nose contour because you see that angle it has. I think it just fits perfectly on my nose and just makes contouring so much easier because it's already at an angle for me. Okay, now that we have contoured and bronzed our face, I'm just going to dust away this baking powder. As you can just see, my under eyes look super just flawless and airbrushed, and like they are not moving at all today. They're staying in place. We're going to go back in with that powder, and we are now going to cut out. We're going to spill all over ourselves. Okay, so we're going to go back in with the powder. And I am going to be taking my Morphe E47 brush. It is just a flat packing brush. Dip it into that powder, and we are now going to carve out our contour and make it look more clean. So we're going to take it right under that line, and that is going to help the shadow look more intense, and it's also going to clean up any powder we may have accidentally got under that top of ear line. And I'm going to do the same thing in my nose. I'm going to take it on the sides of my nose because that is not where we want the contouring powder for our nose at. We want to keep it up front. Okay, so my camera cut off and completely skipped on me putting on blush and highlight, which sucks because I just said so much information and I have to repeat it, and I can't even show you guys applying it because I already put it on my face. Oh my god. So anyways, I took my Anastasia blush kit and I took my Luxie 514 blush brush. I like using this blush brush because it is at an angle, and that is going to help us when we apply it to our cheekbones because we want to keep that angled structure that we gave to our face already. And I just mixed all three of those shades and kind of just sweeped it onto my face in this motion. You want to make sure you don't put blush in this area because it's going to make you look really red in the face and like you have rosacea, which even if you do have that, you probably want to hide that if you're putting on makeup. So you just want to keep it kind of back in this general area. After I did my blush, I used the Natasha Denona All Over Glow Face and Body Shimmer in Powder in the shade Light. It is this beautiful pinky powder, and it's gorgeous. And I applied my highlighter to the tops of my cheekbone, above my eyebrow, the tip of my nose, and my cupid's bow. And I applied it in those areas because those are the high points of my face that I want everyone to notice and really stand out. And it just helps lift my face a little more. Yeah, that's all you guys really missed. My camera cut off, which sucks because I'm so mad because that was like really important in this video. This video is honestly just a really hot mess. I am so sorry. I'm going to finish off the rest of my under eye makeup and lipstick, and I will be right back. Alright guys, that is my finished look. I hope you enjoyed this how-to contour video. If you want to see more how-tos from me or any videos at all, leave suggestions down below. I'm always looking for new video ideas to film. Like, comment, subscribe down below if you would please. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.